What's up, YouTube fams? Dark Angel's Journey. I'm Shakira. Well, it's a beautiful morning, and this one might go on for a bit. I'm gonna see what's happening early in the morning here, and then I'm gonna see what I can get away with during. Well, I don't know how long we're actually gonna be in motion for, given the fact that there's a ton of bank holidays happening, but we seem to have some early morning movement. I'm digging into some wicks, so let's see. I am off this week, off my regular job. PTO, yay. Sleeping in a little bit, yay. And, just gonna see if, what the results will look like while I'm actually trying to trade normally. Anyway, so that sounds like a good time. I make myself tiny here, and let's go check out the landscape. Yeah, let's get tiny. All right, poor kitty. He's having a rough time. Wow, they are digging in, aren't they? Look at that. Pity we came out too late. Let's see how this thing formed. And let's also take a look at we got the Dow here. See what they did. And then where's my NASDAQ? Whoa. Yeah, okay. Everybody's like falling off a cliff. In terms of news, I mean it's a lot of bank holidays today, all day. And there's supposed to be news coming out at 10. And an IMF meeting day one. I don't know what that's. It's all not too hard stuff. Really? There's a 415 FOMC? Yeah, I wouldn't even be trading at that time anyway, so whatevs. Oh man, they're digging in. Like this move is just going, isn't it? Well, let's see. Let's set it 5 minutes. So we have what essentially looks like, they took buy side, it got rejected off of this fair value gap, hit this bearish order block. Yep. And then, so they had a failure, came back in. They left us with a beautiful um, volume imbalance and then dropped precipitously, heading for this next new week opening gap. While we're talking about new week opening gaps, let's dig into this one. So, uh, it's Monday. Let's get into the close of Friday and the open of Sunday. Here we are. Let's get over here. Now we've dug a lot into this bigger fair value gap, so, and let's also open up my new week opening gap. Let's have that. I have to do it over here. It's not so busy. Let's get up here. 15-minute view. So right now they're digging all the way down. They're digging for gold, digging down to this next new week opening gap. Let's get this sorted. So Sunday, 6:15, 6 o'clock, and Friday closed here and opened here. Okay, let's drop down to let's drop man, that's a lot coming in together. That's what I'm saying. So closed there, I'm gonna, I don't know, close orange or something. And then we opened here. Huh. We are creating a very tight grouping of new week opening gaps right now. And I'm probably just gonna focus on the most obvious one. So 4, 9, 23. Excuse me. Allergies, you know. Kitty is getting his poopty on. All right, so let's dive in a little bit more into this guy, see what we did come midnight. And let's just, 9:30 we'll be able to see if we have like a gap. So 9, 10, 6:20, Sunday, 6 o'clock. So let's refine that right there. And that's, oh yeah, we did close early on Friday. There, boom, good. Oh, poor kitty. All right, so we're in between the 212, 4-9, and last week's. Yeah, last week's big new opening gap on 4-3. That's a lot of reasons to pause in a space. Anyway, yeah, these guys are just gonna dig in. So let's take a look at the daily. So I actually don't know if we're gonna like stop. All right, so from a daily perspective, we're just digging into this bigger new week fair value gap, and they're tapping into the top of this guy. In terms of, let's look at IPTA. Yeah, yeah, put it so high up. So I personally, we're in a bull for the S&P 500 per the seasonal tendency. We're in um an upward trend for the next quarter. So the next time something's going to potentially change or shift might be the end of the month. And then this will take us into the end of May and then 60 days out, June. So somewhere between within the next 60 days, we might take out this high potentially. What we haven't been doing is taking out the lows. So the last 20 days, we haven't taken out any lows. We've taken out those highs. So let's see how this ends up working out. In the meantime, we're just digging in. All right, so now that I don't have to, not I'm bothered to do that over here, I'll just note that I have it. They're taking out these relatively equal lows right here. And let's dip down to the 4 minutes, 3 minutes. Okay, there goes tapping it. We get a little pause to continue gathering orders. Yep, little one. Let's see. 421, 418. My math's not the best. Can we get 5 handles in that? Now, given this move right here, the next real order block's all the way over here. There is, they've got this, they might stop here and chillax a bit. But, I mean, if they're going to continue on down, my personal preference would be for them to stay right here and not bother. My personal preference. Where's the other half of this thing? Somehow I think it got deleted. Let's add it back. So that's at 41.27. And down she goes. 41.27. Oh, that's hilarious. It's like right on top of this thing. So perfect symmetry right there. Let's make it over light color. What was it? What color is that? Okay. There. Okay, let's see what they're doing. Gathering up orders, thinking about what they want to do with their lives. Let's see what we got on the 15-minute. All right, so this one starts from 7. Um, Like I want to have my setup form on the 5 minute and then take my entry on the 1 minute. Okay, he's okay. Which did. So, yay. Given that I know that the new week opening gap is here now with the potential for them to come back up, flirt with it a little bit, continue on down, we have a high, higher high traded through. So we have a breaker right here too, I think. So we'll let's see how this plays out. Now it's a breaker with a fair value gap above it. It's a lot of stuff, so everything's been a bit unpredictable, but my preference would be for them to stay all the way down here. And then based off of that, could we get 5 handles? Yeah, easy. 5 handles easy. Can I have, yeah, if I'm wrong, 8 handles gets us just above that. Let's see. Yeah, because I want that to be sorted out. This could also turn into like an IO Fed or something. Let's see. Given the behavior, I don't know. It probably won't come all the way back up. No, let's see. It's a slow rollback. Got this little wick here. They've sorry. They've respected constant encroachment for the most part. Let's see. It's okay, ICT has let's go check on the Dixie. Need to make sure we pay attention to all of the players in the game. All right. Well then. So we've got this ridiculous. Oh my God, what is that? So I needed to take out this fully. Just note that. They've tapped it shallowly. So let's see what they do. Uh, there is the, let's do a little cleanup in here too. There's the absolute potential for them to, I think that's some kind of sell side right there. There's the absolute potential for them to drop back down, eat some of this. Um, my general curiosity at this point is whether this fair value gap can hold it up. Not even that one, this one, because the bearish order box in here. So if we flip it and turn it into support, and then we just had a bit of a upward flippity flip, right? So what do we have to contend with? Fair value gap all the way up here. Relatively equal highs up this way. Let's just denote buy side up here. And just out of curiosity, what have they been doing so far, right? So that's that. Let's go to the 1 minute. Okay. So in all expectation, they have taken out buy side, even if it is shallowly. They left a thing here and then came back into it quickly. And uh, digging in. Now we have this bullish order block right here. Let's see what they do with it. Bullish order block, fair value gap. I don't know. Let's see. And okay, so as the Dixie's dropping, we are deciding what we want to do. This is still acting as resistance. And let's see what our besties are doing over here. Similar behavior from the Dow. similar. Wow, why is that word weird for me to say today? Behavior from the Nasdaq. Okay, so we just made ourselves a nice wick, new 15-minute candle. Let's look at it on the 1 hour. And we've dug and played a bit in here, so we have um, a lot of this left to play with. So let's refine this because I want to know that we're trying to come all the way back up here to dig further into this guy. So we had a shift, a nice one here. Have we come into this order block to turn around? Interesting. Low, lower, low. No, that's all right. Um, lower, low shift. Yeah. So there's a breaker. So if we're gonna go long from this breaker, I would expect we have this whole two things. So, and there's a fair value gap right inside of it. So somewhere inside of here. So we're gonna dig further into this breaker. Let's drop to 15 minutes and get a different view of it. Playing the long game here. Now, the question is the breaker already used up, right? Because they came back into it here, then shut off. That's like an 8:30 on Friday thing. How perfectly contrived, huh? That's a lot, low, lower, low, shifted through. It's the highest point of that breaker. We've got fair value gap in here, all the way down here, and here. So my general expectation is that they're probably going to dig in as far as about probably around here. Let's test that puppy out. So it's a breaker. It's a very big breaker. Okay. Let's see. For the moment, can we get a 5 handle run back up into the tip here? 41.23. Because they've created a relatively equal highs here. So just dropped precipitously. I apologize. In the mornings, allergies, itchy nose. So we're inside of the breaker. We're right next to this new week opening gap. Honestly can't imagine them not doing something with it. Let's see what we're doing here. I mean, my expectations is that they'll dig in. And the Dixie, what are you doing? All right. So you dropped in here. When you take this out, we're gonna make a nice little shift. But we haven't really. We made a shift here. No real opportunities. Zero pairs. Last to dig back into. Very relative equal lows down here for sell side. With this guy pretty close. Really far away though, so. Just gotta wait. This is the part where we hurry and wait. Okay. Ice T will be live streaming on Tuesday. Just looking at tweets. I guess folks were, I guess there's some folks out here faking that they're ICT and trying to sell signal services. Sure, he does not appreciate that behavior. Alright, digging in. So I'm just gonna wait. Looking for a short. Do this. We close to anything juicy. I'm just gonna diamond at this particular point here. Just curious, are we right at constant for this week? Oh look, we are. Haha. Let's add that back in. Let's see how it likes to behave around these areas of interest. Let's do that. Jojo, you okay, buddy? Kitty's walking around like he's butt hurt. He probably is butt hurt, poor thing. See what we're doing. Now we're just consolidating. And now that we can see what it's paused at and getting rejected from. Okay. Hmm. Must be neat. I gave him some medicine to help him go potty. Poor thing. Been having such a rough time. 2 minutes in. All right. So honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they popped up just to dip into this thing right here. Not that they won't have other opportunities to do something. Let's make that orange for the moment. I could, well, a different color. Let's go light blue or whatever. There's also another one up here. Do I need to adjust this? Oh, wait, I stopped at this guy. Let me rise to include it. Yeah. Let me just tape read. I what did we say? There's no news coming out at 8:30 today. No, so it's just gonna be whatever is happening here, and the Dixie's climbing back up as expected. So I expect this to continue falling. I'm a little slow to respond. My personal expectation is that it's going to dig into this breaker. See how it behaves around the volume imbalance. I would say trading is not recommended today, but I don't see anything wrong with tape reading. And if I see an obvious thing, then I'll think about it. So let me get into my journaling. Today is 410. Pick a different color for today. Let's go with red. I don't think I've used red yet. 410. So tape reading. AM session. I will say the 2022 model did show itself up here. It really did. Took this out, and I'm gonna make a note and put it in my journal. And then it left very obvious fair value gaps for it to come back into. So this, sorry, this is at 549. And on a 5-minute scale, yeah, so the 2022 model did come into play. It's messy though, but it left this nice volume imbalance. So just so I have it for my notes. So let's add that in, volume imbalance, and let's note buy side taken right here. And let's drop, because I would have wanted an entry at the top of this thing I'm fighting. They tend to. And then my 8 tick would have been plenty. And we're at the halfway point here. My general expectation would be for them to come all the way down here. This is what I've been looking for. So this would have been a 62 tick run. So I'm gonna just make a quick note here. 2022 model in effect. High resistance. Run at first. Now, other things, if you were just reading, just put that up here. So other things, like if you were just looking for this, then you could do a little aiming here, like so. Then looking for that. Then I would have, knowing that there is a sell side here, then look for, down here. And that would have been good too. So I'm going to one day be really good. Take a copy a picture here. Let's open up my other window so I can put this way. So I can update my digital trading journal because it's very important for me to do so as I note things and start from a little not as peppy as normal. These allergies in the morning are real pain. 4:10:23 a.m. 2022 model setup. It's easier for me to see the shorts. The longs are harder for me to deal with. Okay, now that I have that enough sorted out, we can take all of that off and focus on where we are right now. Let's go down to the 1 minute and see what we're doing. So for now, we are digging in to this fair value gap. This is turning into support. Let's see, are we about halfway between this and this? So if they're gonna bother to go back up. Yeah. So we had a bit of a shift here. They came into this little order block and they're going back up. I mean, from here to here, you could probably get 5 handles just trading the reversal, assuming they can get past this wick. So if they were looking, that's 10. So that's a no on the 5 handles unless you choose to dig in further here. And I'm very bearish currently because of the Dixie climbing. So, I mean, honestly, could probably get away with a short here. The move's already in progress, though. Part of the reason why I'm practicing so hard is I need to. That would give you 22 ticks down to that guy. So now we're obviously 8:01. We don't have any news coming on, so we should be okay to just do whatever. I just don't know if we're even going to continue to trade today because it sort of stopped randomly on Friday, didn't they? Okay. Now the question becomes, are they giving us an opportunity here? Are they going to make us a nice little fair value gap? We have this shift. We're already bearish. But let's be honest, be looking for an entry right in this volume imbalance right there. Look at the base of it, probably. This is the part I want to get used to, like the hurry up and wait. Let's make a note. Okay, so 2022 model showed what is, yeah, it showed between 546. Well, the entry like 615. Approximately 6:15 a.m. for an entry. Just make those notes. Okay, so um we had a shift, we brought it down, we left this guy. It looks like they're just gonna continue on down. Yeah. Sometimes they give you an opportunity, and this is where they start to dig in. And we're taking this out. So there's no reason for them to not. I mean, this guy's already been taken quite lavishly. Let's adjust back out. Just digging in. Let's take a look at the 15 minutes so we can see where it's digging into. Yeah. I'm gonna take that wick out. Fair value gap inside of this thing. We're inside of this breaker. And we have two it's probably like looks bigger on the 1 hour. Yeah, so we have a lot going for this moment right here. So this is a big fair value gap inside of this guy. All right, so we have breaker, fair value gap. So let's see. And let's take a look at our friends over here. The Dow is moving in lockstep, and the Nasdaq is doing that six sister thing. So, if I was a betting woman, let's dip over to the Nasdaq for a hot second. Oops, what's that? Mm, ah, let's take that off. Okay, leave that. Good. So, if you're like watching it closely, you could have done the six sister thing, like when it was up here, and taken the order. Anyway, so here we are digging in. It's one thing to be able to read it. It's another thing to understand what's going on. Now, where is the midpoint of this fair value gap? I'm just going to note consequent encroachment, see if they bother to get past it inside of this inside of this that breaker and fair value gap. So, okay, so now we have a juicy shift. It's happening at about 8:30. Everybody's in alignment now, I believe. And let me delete this. We don't need extra distractions. So if we take this out, then we definitely roll it down. Dixie has expanded exponentially. So if we're not dropping, something's wrong. For real. And there are no news coming out. It's a holiday, so what the heck and heck? So we should just be continuing to drop deep further in here. And this short would have worked out nicely. Somehow this guy is thinking about what he wants to do with his life. Well, it's at the halfway point of this new week opening gap, so not weird at all. It's probably going to be a really long one. Heck on the kitty. Oops. So, what? No, okay. So what we have up here is a small volume imbalance. And let's see what they do inside of this. Pretty sure they'll still come down here. This halfway point might turn into support. Who the heck knows? Sorry, I keep touching the keyboards with my book. Just stop doing that. No news. It's gonna note bank holiday for most things. Since I'm already doing anything, I'm just reading. Okay. Here we go. Continue on down. Probably like so while price is hanging out, we can probably do some back testing and then come back and reference this. I will say though, I do like the idea of live testing things, and let me make this a little bit darker because it was not really paying close attention to the breaker that's digging into it, right? So let's also note midpoint to the breaker. Oh, perfect. It's like, what is this? Oh, oh, the midpoint of the breaker is at the end of this fair value gap. And then we still have all of this other juiciness to play with. The midpoint of this guy, which I'm going to change colors because it's way too light. No, this looks look pretty awesome. All right, we had a higher high traded through, so this mm, is it this one? This one higher. I feel like this is the breaker right here. It's a higher high traded through. So if it wanted to come back up and drop again, that would do it. All right, I'm gonna take that off and just note the volume imbalance since that's what it was really respecting. closed the body, and then decided, forget you. What it didn't do is take out the consequent caution with this wick. And it did respect the fact that I wanted it to remain in here, which is good. This is very, very good. And now we are entirely focused on what's happening in here. And let me not run myself into a wall by just focusing entirely on that. Let me make sure I have this view over here. Let me move this way, so that's out of the way. Move that out of the way. Good. And then we can see where we've been on the 1 hour and where we're digging back into. And I can keep focused. Cap there. Uh, yeah. Down she goes. Personally, I feel like we're gonna dig more into this, probably all the way down into the consequent caution of that. And there it is, tapping the wall. Keep doing that. Stay zoomed in on this little spot here. And there she is. Like that's not a bad this wouldn't have been bad. I would have had to take it here once I saw it like behaving this way. Yeah, that would have been good. In terms of planning though, it's like thinking about things that flow below here. And there is a price point that drops exactly at consequent encroachment. Let's see if we dig further into it. Just managing it, thinking about, oops, Control Z, thinking about where I would put my stop loss. So if my stop was already way up here, so we're mostly to where we want to be. So I would be do this. And this point I'd want to lock in most of my profits, right? So it didn't, and honestly, I'd already gotten what I wanted for the most part, but riding it the rest of the way. And where's the 20? It's 28, right? So hold on, so where's 20? 20 is all the way down. We just got 20. Ticks right there. So I would just technically to keep it good, I'd probably just leave it in to break even. Because my original thing's already been met. I could be out of this with 22 ticks. Good. But I'm curious to see if we're gonna come back down. And I fully expect this to hold the price up personally, since we didn't bother to come all the way back up to this guy, or at least this right here. Unless I'm wrong, because this could be what it is. We technically, is it high? Trade it through. Is that the one? Let's see, the low of that is 41.2175. The high of this guy is 41.2175. So I think that was the lowest green candle. That's the breaker right there. And they came right to it. See what the Dixie's doing. Wow, it's expanded quite a bit there. Took those out with Prejudiced and let's hit another spot. Let's see. Taking that out. The next area of interest for me is this fair value gap up here. Pretty close. Next real, another one above it, but let's note this one for now. I feel like we're digging in. Heading up. This is coming down. And then this should, at minimum, grab midpoint of this. That'll afford us a proper. We're getting close. Let me move it to just above here. lock in more. With the dollar like going basically parabolic, like the shorts should feel pretty safe. And let's check our counterparts here. Everybody's doing well. Yep. Everybody's in lockstep for a change. Last week was a bit annoying. Come on, you know you want to. So that held it up nicely, or acted as resistance nicely. This would just net me. There it is. Boom. Beautiful. I'm gonna take a quick image of that to put in my notes. I mean, it had to expand with the dollar dropping. So, I mean, let your winners run, right? Don't need to close it. Let's just trail our stop. Lock all of that in. One contract, right? So let's let it run. Literally just gonna trail the stop down and I'm just gonna trail it down. At this point, I don't care if I get stopped out. I just wanna work my way and get all of that. Yeah. At this point, I'll just be hovering over the button now. We got that. What is that? We're at the end of that. Beautiful. 42 ticks right there. I had to close that. Be happy. Yep. Beautiful. Like I said, trailer stop. Man, I'm just following it. I don't care if I get stopped out. One thing I learned the other day is like, trail your stop. Like I've got, let's say, stop right there. Let's see how this one blows. Nice. The Dixie's still going up. It's finally catching up. Got a wick on that guy, so just trailing this. What's down here? So at this point, I'm perfectly happy. I'm just gonna like let it sit here. I'm probably gonna get stopped out as it pops back up. But it's a nice little run. It's more than I was expecting. So yeah, it's looking like it wants to pause. Ah, that parabolic move. So if I like get stopped out here, we get 44 ticks. Let's just keep it coming. Just watch it. It's better than 22. Let it ride. We've locked in most of our profits, so I'm gonna have to like really pay attention to how this formed. Because, we're on already a downtrend. We expected it to hang out here and then continue on its way. Uh, Something I need to get comfortable doing is trailing the stop, especially when it's running like that. So lock in as much of it as I can, and then especially if it's well past where I originally wanted to take profit. And now we've hit the lower part of the breaker. It's 8:21. So everybody usually is expecting some stuff to come out at 8:30. And the Dixie is doing what? Ooh, looks like it's got to 1 minute. It's taking a pause from its parabolic run up. There you go. All right, let's keep going. Just gonna let it run. Where are you running to exactly? Well, I did know there's sell side down here. One contract. If I had more than one contract, I would have closed one out at the first take profit and then continued closing one out as we go. So let's say we're heading all the way down this guy. That would be a nice 110 take run for one contract. Now I need this to act as resistance. Are we going to continue the parabolic run down or gonna pop back up? Either way, I would be happy with this and going about my business because 44 ticks is double what I was expecting. So that was still giving me a little over 500 on that one. But we are at a higher time frame bullish order block. So it can literally come all the way down to this guy. Though my general expectation was for it to stop in this general space. The breaker is huge, right? On the 15 minutes. So let's note that. The breaker is huge. The breaker is all the way down to here. So it can dig as far into it as it wants to. My expectation wasn't for it to go much further than that, but what do I know? I'm still learning. Okay, gathering up more orders. I just feel like it's just gonna keep dropping. What do you guys think? Because it's just gonna keep dropping. Or this would be the moment where I get like stopped out in my 44 tick profit. But this feels like we're just gathering orders to continue falling. And this guy's digging back up in here, so I mean there's nothing stopping us. Let's go to our new week opening gap. So they've busted through. Where's the next one? Mm, 40, 40, 88, 89. Once they make it like halfway to that thing now, it's a potential. Ah, I have it noted. So honestly, like, see if we can run it all the way down here. Let's see. The manager stop. It's thinking 6 minutes to 8:30. I don't expect it to move past. I don't want it to move past like mean threshold of this wick. But if it does, it would probably give me another opportunity for an entry. But it's taken a moment to pause and think on itself. And this looks like it's trying to pause and turn around and make some stuff. So honestly, I'm just gonna lock in a little more and then let it take itself out. Just a few more ticks. Yeah. Or if you just close it. You just close it and take all of this. Yeah, so just close it here and take all of that. And now we can look for a potential entry. So it's closed right there. So what do we get? 56 ticks. Not bad. All right. All right. So, um, they busted through the contour encroachment, so I'm gonna get rid of that. And they busted through this thing like it was paper mache. So sweet. I'm going to copy this and add it to my notes. So I'm just gonna add that trail the stop loss behind this one. There's a little thing right here. Hmm. Let's see what it does inside of this space. It'll fill it at minimum. Oop. Delete, delete that. Let's delete that. Let's keep it as clean as we can. That Cosmic Crushmans, they've played with it a bit, so. Ooh. Hmm. Dixie can take out 102, 427 potentially. I'll be thinking we might go back up a little bit. But right now I'm very bearish. Okay. Mm, still in an upward trend. At minimum, I feel like it's gonna like fill that in on the Dixie and then continue. Let's see. Holding it up, coming up. So this guy, I mean, they can dig into this order block all the way up here. Let's look at that on a 5 minute. Yeah, just one big old drop. Just bye. Bye. Yeah. Look how they did on the 1 hour. Just digging into that breaker. They came and tapped it here at the very top. No reason why they can't dig into it though. Okay. I'm perfectly happy with 56 ticks. That's let's see, 56 divided by 4. It's 14 handles. It's not bad, you know? Times $50, that's $700. Boom. In what would have taken how long? If we got that entry in at the top, hour 20. So back to the version that we were talking about. Um, from here, 26 minutes. Make that note. Okay. So you gotta write in your journal, man. You gotta write in your journal. So I'm just like noting my thoughts, my feelings, and what I'm doing. Um, just make a note that the Dixie moving up hard as well. Now it appears to be stalling. So we're getting a little shift. Now, the thing I'm trying to focus on is the fact that the Dixie hadn't really taken any lows out on its way up, right? It didn't even take that out. Just took this out. Might be looking at a bit of a shift. This might be the time. So let's see if this gives us something. 8:30. It's just come in. There's no news, so let's see what okay. The Dow's already taken that out. So NASDAQ is general lockstep. The Dow is the one that's like moving upwards. A bit of an SMT right there. Because this is going down, that's going down, the Dow is pushing up. So let me note that. SMT divergence on the Dow. Dixie MSS downward. We might be looking at a mini shift back up. I mean, it is a 15-minute break, bullish breaker, so see what it does. I'm going to note this and put this in my that approximately, and put this in my notes. So, well, it's kind of sideways, isn't it? Actually, oof, Katie just got his poop deobbed. More. Let me get a shot. Oh my God, guys, I gotta pause and go deal with the kitty pooty. Oh my God, that is gross. Oh, oh, come on. Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna only get up for a second, and we'll continue focusing on what this is doing. While I deal with the poop. Oof, that is rank. Oof. Okay. Wow, that was a lot. Well, he needs to let it go because he's been having way too much issues lately. All right, so if the Dow is telling the truth and the Dixie is having a shift, and a nice shift, fair value gap, Dixie might be turning around a little bit. Order block. Let's see, can we get 8? Just get above that guy. And then at the bare minimum, coming down. Relatively equal goes on there. I don't know. Let's see. Somewhere down here. That means this would give us an opportunity for long, at least to come back into this. We are well inside of the breaker. I'm gonna leave the Dow up. Still, yeah, there we are. Make sure I'm on the right. There we go. So Dow's down. So the NASDAQ. Show on the right candle. There we are. There we are. The NASDAQ and this candle right here. Well, the Dow is telling us that there might be a shift in the universe, and the dollar is potentially going to turn around. We have a nice shift. They've taken sell side out. Looks like a classic 2022 model right there. Already moving. So I'm gonna like just watch the Dow. Let's watch them both. Okay. So the NASDAQ has taken that. We haven't done it here. And the Dow hasn't. The Dow's made a higher high. The NASDAQ's lower low, lower low. It's like a mini six sister thing happening. The S&P seems to be stalling. I mean, there's literally no reason why they can't go back up and dig back into that new week opening gap. No, from my perspective. If they're turning around, you know? No, that's not the right one anyway. What's up? This does require lots of patience reading. So it be there. All right, so what I don't like is the Nasdaq's taken out this little high here. The Dow still hasn't done that, and we haven't gotten anywhere close to it. So, are you gonna give us something? They're out of sync. I don't like that. They're out of sync. And if I consider the Six Sister concept, it's not deep enough for me to even care about that at the moment. It's not deep enough, like, they haven't taken things out deep enough for it to matter. It's a shallow cut. Shallow cut. So I need to make some adjustments to my trading plan around what times of day I'm actually going to be um, trading. So in my mind, I should try and look for something somewhere between 9:45 and 10 or, you know, 6 or something, you know? Just back to the 5 minutes, see what that looks like. Okay, so that's a shallow cut on the Dixie. Like this is the real one that I care about if it's going to continue down lower. It made a shallow hit. I don't know if you could have done like 20 5 handles or 20 ticks on that. High in this candle is 102,504. Entry on that would have been 102506. Wouldn't have gotten it. It's like the low of this is 102504. That's where I was aiming for. But I wanted, a little bit inside of this thing. But look at the way it's behaving. Like, this is still long focus. They need to take something out significant. So this is just, I don't know, this divergence. I don't know. The Dixie has to show me the way. And right here just looks like a sideways wicking accumulation. Uh, Order block. They wanted to, I feel like they're going to dig back into that and they hit this order block and then drop again. No guarantees, of course. They can't get past this guy, then. Depending on whether or not this day continues on, which it's not super clear. I mean, there's a 415 FOMC. I should probably just do a quick futures bank holiday today. Do a quick search. Okay, let's see what this calendar says. So, holiday hours. That was Good Friday. Good Friday through to the 10th. 10:15 closed. Okay, so today. Okay, so we're trading all day. It's a normal day. Okay, good. So we'll see if something forms. I'm doing this a little early because it's my pre-birthday, and and my partner wants to do fun stuff with me. So probably go to about 9:45. Yeah, it's gonna be a long one. So I'm gonna take this week to try and actually trade during the times. So now we're just kind of hanging out. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be annoying and come into my back testing here. And I'm just gonna backtrack. And I'm curious about these days were really mean right here. So let's remove all of that. Since we're in the sideways, we gotta wait. This one's not trying to go any lower. So I honestly feel like spectral limit. Let's see. We haven't taken those out. So I'm taking those out. And we've definitely taken those out here. I don't like it. Just gotta wait. So what do traders do when they're just waiting? Just listen to some music, read a book. Like what's the general consensus? Let me know down in the comments. What do we do when we're like just waiting? Mostly I'm waiting for my allergies to stop like being a pain. That's what I'm mainly waiting for. Let's see if this weird little tiny divergence is gonna matter. Because these are flat. That's relatively the same. That one's already taken, so was that guy flat, flat. That's trying to say. So maybe we'll. This is one of those like take the sell side, and then climb back up. Oh, you know what? I should share with you guys having a pretty craptastic time while trying to work, getting stopped out. These small ones here are like I had an entry and I made the stop like right next to the entry. It was kind of crazy. So yeah, there's a lot of like stopped out since 327, 317. I had some good bigger runs to cover, but and then there was one day that I kind of just went nuts. Look at the 315 day. Yeah, yeah, terrible, terrible. That's when I think I was out with my mom and I shouldn't have been doing anything. So there's a lot of red in here. Still above the 150K that ICT told us to utilize. But I need to get back. I need to try and get over 154, you know? Nothing to do there. Let's get up. What's the Bixie doing? Yeah. Basically, almost invalidating this. I didn't take this out. Not really. So, like, once I couldn't take this out, I'm not even gonna think about it. So, relative equal highs here. Take that out. We're continuing up, and then this is gonna continue on down. Let's see how well I can do as this week as a trader. No interruptions, just what I'm doing. Okay. So this guy might have just been popping up to take the folks that went short here to take out their sell stops. Yeah. It just depends on, yep. Yep, yep, yep. It's going back up again, so we should be continuing on now. Hmm, okay. And I did a bit of a Six Sister test out last week. So it wasn't bad at all on the NASDAQ. I shared that already, I think. Okay, let's see. Oh, this is the NASDAQ that had taken it out. Yeah. So it just Still very short biased based off of everything we've seen so far. So that's the Dow. Taking this out. Volume imbalance right here. See if we bother to get past that. There's the rest of this on the sell side space down here to dig into. Still not time for 9:30. Let's see. Like I was saying, we're going up. Still can't make a lower low out of this. Nasdaq is about equal. Nasdaq's gathering its orders right here. Should be able to take it down. Shift, order block. Hmm. Hmm. The Nasdaq is it's pretty flat here. Sort of all over the place. Not a good time to do anything. At least not for me. Nasdaq looks like it wants to take out its highs. I mean, the VIX is literally just climbing, so I think this is a fake out. This fair value gap right here holding it down. Price movement doesn't make a ton of sense to me, so best to be comfortable not pressing the button. Going down. I'm yelling timber. We gotta wait until after 9:45, 10-ish, so to know exactly what you need to be doing. Okay, so for the Dow, they've taken that and that. We're not even remotely close to taking the lows out here. The highs out. Equal highs though. I don't know why I'm taking the lows out here either. Yeah. Probably best if I just start off after like 9:30's already happened and then make these this week. I might pop in early at the 6 o'clock time frame because I kind of like what I see then. Sometimes the mornings can give you a bit of a setup. And that can be worthwhile, I think. But right now, I still think we're coming down. So nothing's really in alignment. We're down, we're up, we're up. There it is. And Dixie's digging back up as expected, so we're digging down. I mean, honestly, given the nature of this, you could probably take a short. Not going to though. I'm trying to be disciplined. And if I'm being perfectly honest, until these things stabilize, it doesn't feel like a good plan. Let's go into the 1 hour here. Okay, we're digging into this. We're digging into this candle. And we are about almost halfway to this other new week opening gap. See how it behaves when it hits this guy. Most of these candles have respected it and gone off. They haven't closed really anything below it. So I'm going to take that off and we know it's there. We know we can dig back up into it. It's fine. We finally take it out. Yes. So that one, yes. The low point here. Yeah. Slowly but surely. It's digging right up in it. All right. Where are you headed? Next area of interest is above here. Um, hmm. If you were to dig all the way back up this way into this, have a potential breaker up here. 102,846, 102,660. Yeah, it's just digging back up, digging for gold, y'all, digging for gold. We're moving slowly to catch up. Not really leaving much to play with. Let's see what this looks like on a 5 minute. Ah, well, as we travel down, there's still 4 minutes left on that candle. Can fill itself in. It's 4 minutes. It's that one. I'm gonna minimize this. I want to watch the Nasdaq. So we've taken the lows out here, and we still haven't wanted to take the lows out here. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Do have a nice big juicy space right here. If it were to say do a reversal to prep for continuing down into the shorts, say we were to just looking for 20 ticks from here. Curious about the, there it is. So I wouldn't want it to get past that. So 23 ticks, that would be my area of stoppage for this one. But given the nature of it, I don't know that we're gonna get there. It's very one-sided, this behavior. It's very one-sided. It's 3 minutes, but it's stalling as well. It's very sluggish. It's 3 minutes look like it's can do for me. 3 minutes have given me an opportunity for an entry. 5 minutes is good for like knowing where it's going. 1 minute's good for the entry as far as I'm concerned. And then the 15-minute over here. Yeah, we're stalling, gathering up orders, consolidating. Uh, what is this weirdness about the Dalai Lama apologizing for kissing, asking a boy to suck his tongue? Why would he do that in public? That seems, well, let's be clear, why would he do that at all? It seems like a strange behavior of the Dalai Lama. Oh Lord. Why is there always some weirdness in the world? So these two are in lockstep. This one is not. It's refusing to make a lower low. So this might be a liquidity run. Might be able to get that quick run back up into this new week opening gap. But again, it's entirely opposite of what the Dixies do. Oh, this is 15 minutes, sorry. 1 minute. I mean, it's continuing out. It's like some little parabolic run up. Fascinating. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do the rest of the week is come in at about 9:45 and hang out until 1, until 11 for a setup. So while that's thinking about what it wants to do, let's drop down into a 1 hour. What's this? 3 o'clock. And I'm just gonna back up to the beginning of the day, 23rd, and I want to see if there was any opportunities for me super early in the morning. Let's see. Let's see, what was the opening? Let's see, midnight, 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 midnight. Midnight opened here. And 8 p.m. GMT opened here. So what did we do? We had a little bit of a run up, potentially even a Judas swing, and then we fell out of bed. Now, given where we are, it's at an old high too. It's 15 minutes, 5 minutes. Okay, so far, this is order block all the way up here. Old low of this wick. I'm just gonna like note it. And we're on a downward tear. Just come back up into like this order block at the minimum. So 5 minutes. So let's drop down to 3 minutes. See if I could stand that. 2 minutes. Let's go 1 minute. Okay, on the 1 minute, we've shifted. It came back into this guy. We're into this order block. It's a whole other story, isn't it? And we're currently getting rejected inside of this fair value gap right here. Sell side's been taken here and here. And we took this out. Now we came back into that. Equal highs. We haven't taken this out, so might be going back up a bit. See. Let's see. We're getting some movement. Ooh, did we finally take the lows out? We did on the NASDAQ. Finally coming into lockstep, perhaps. All right, so let's let that fair value gap. See if we can get past that. Coming into a switch. It's what, 6 a.m.? If this turns this into resistance, we'll take a quick short back down to these guys. Now, in all honesty, this guy is what I would like to take a short from. Let's see how it behaves. Order box here. That's a pretty telling behavior. Let's see. So then we had a shift here. Shift, came back in to the very top of this border block, and now we're shifting upwards. What time is it? 6:20. Yeah, price. They're doing three different things. That's going up, that's going down, that's going come down. Just gotta wait. All right, so 6:20, we're going up. We have buy side here, definitely some buy side here. Let's aim for this one to start. Okay, see how it behaves because we've taken this out. So buy side taken out there, perfectly capable of returning. We're gonna treat this as a support. Lower high, I'm taking it out. And we didn't take these lows out, so. And we're looking as though we're starting to support that. And I'm wrong. Okay, shift. Shift here. We've got this guy, so a short from here wouldn't go awry. Let's see if it falls within the 8. That was the NASDAQ. This needs to be above that. And then let's aim for below this guy. Let's see. Looks like we've missed the boat. Good shift. There's also this one to contend with, so I don't know. The overarching, and I sometimes get stuck in one view, right? So the overarching is up, right? You're going up, 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 up. Took those out, sell side taken, and they've come back into, because we had a low, lower, low breaker right there. Sometimes we've taken that out, so maybe we've come in. So let me try and keep the long mindset at this breaker of an entry to get above that sell side. So let's do a little let's do a little aiming up. Okay. That's taking out that, digging in. You're still sitting pretty. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. I'm not touching it with a 10-foot pole. So if I were to do some aiming, so use this low, this high, if sell side all the way down there, so let's assume we'll get this much at least. 70 ticks. That's not too shabby. Let's do a little double checking. Grab the wrong thing. Sorry about that. See if we have some confluences. These two are pretty close together. That's good. Let me try it for another area. Let's try this one. Yeah, it's pretty close. So I'm gonna go with this one. See if we can't get that. And if we're stopping here, we're probably gonna continue up. So my entry is probably a little late. Right there. Yeah. Or not. Now this also looks like the 2022 model. We're in here. We took that out. Buy side's taken. Like this is all very confusing to me now. I wanna go long because we've switched to long. That's what I want to do. I want to go long. So I'm gonna trust that we need to go long in this situation. And I'm gonna set my stop loss. This is on the NASDAQ below here. So I'm gonna buy on this down candle. Okay. See my face? I'm just like, oh my God. ICT's not wrong about it being really scary. Now we need to take this out, otherwise I'm wrong. But we do have a nice shift here and another potential entry. There she blows. Oh yeah. So my heart was like, oh my God, am I wrong? All right, so in this scenario, we're like halfway to my thing, so I would have pushed my thing into my stop loss into break even. And this is before 7 o'clock. Diving up. Very, very good. Yes, yes. Now I'm locking in my profits. Almost there. Oh, come on. So I'm wondering if my first one would have been taken. Let's take a look, right? So we said, let's see, get above this guy. There's that one. And I chose the higher up one, didn't I? Yeah, I did. 70 ticks. Oh, so if I'd stuck with this one, I would have been completed right there beautifully. Hmm. Let's see what happens. Down. I need to act as support. Continue on up. Time is it? So from here, 69 ticks. Can you believe that? Well, the 70 ticks is what I would have gotten. Yeah, with the original. We can't break above this, then we're going back down. Yeah. So my original was up here, and that's why we moved the stop loss and let it run. I was just curious. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. So 79 ticks, and life is like a box of chocolates. And there's the buy side up here as well. So what is that NASDAQ giving me in this scenario? Well, let's just flatten this though. We got what we needed. So not bad. Not bad at all. But I'm not gonna lie, that did kind of scare me. And we're just hanging out in this space. That's why I'm doing this. Very nice. On the NASDAQ for me. Beautiful. Uh, that old low, should have noted it. Let's clean that up. What time is it? 9:17. We'll just wait for the morning to open and then we can continue on and see if anything changes at 9:30. But this is a good run right here. And it's actually going to probably dig back into the 0 GMT and opening price if I had really paid attention. It's probably going to come back right into this order block right here and then continue back up. But I'm happy with my 70 ticks and I'll take my 375 and go on about my business. Yeah, but honestly, if I noticed that we were close to this, then I would have said, yeah, we're probably going to go back up into, would have been like, yeah, we're going to hit that 0 GMT, oops, date, and then been able to take a little more. But we're consolidating, we're thinking, and yeah, I'm perfectly happy with this buy and that sell. That's beautiful. It's a beautiful run. So I might actually consider the 6 to 7 time frame for entries as well. And we're just going sideways. Look at this foolishness. None of them are in lockstep. Maybe these two, because they're both going down. This hasn't taken anything out. All right. Well, we're just here to tape, read, and learn. And the Dixie has come down into this fair value gap right here. Fool me once, whatever. Fool me twice, bite me. There. Okay. It's fascinating how these guys just don't seem to want to get any lower. I think they're holding until 9:30, so another 11 minutes or so to drop. Then we want to go higher, and they're all just sort of out of sync. So let's continue our back testing. So that was a good one. Let's fast forward this thing to 10 o'clock, right? Let's fast forward this thing to 10 o'clock, 7:30, 8:15, 8:45, 9 o'clock, 9:30. Okay, good. Let's get on to that. And we are at 9:35. Go back up here. I wonder if this is the Judas swing. Okay, I guess this could be considered just kind of hanging out at the price, and this is the Judas swing. Well, 5 minutes. Let's see if we get something forming. It's 9:50. Let's go to the 1 minute. Okay, so what do we have? All right, so we have a shift here, finally. Fair value gap right there. We're at the opening price for midnight. Don't seem to want to come back down, so let's see. So if there's going to be any kind of entry, say at this thing right here. Just thinking about what it was. So what time is that? Sometimes I don't get an entry until 10:30, 10:45, so too much wicking. Let me get back, consummate caution of that. Okay, so I'm gonna dig in. We have a shift here. It's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. So if we were to take a long from here, so close to the 8 p.m. that I want it here and then be below that. Where are we even aiming for? You know, you gotta know. Like where are we targeting? Okay, so we have buy side up here, so let's note that. Buy side, do we have let's go to the 60-minute, that's a lot more telling, right? Ah, come on, we know it's a long, don't tell us what it is. Okay, whatever. So I'm just gonna note this liquidity void right here, like an actual void. And let's go back down to the 5 minutes because we already know we're going long. We just mad that I had to. So an actual void. I'm mad that I had to actually. I don't like the way TradingView does that though. That's kind of annoying. Okay, so we're at a liquidity void right here. And no change there. So we can continue doing this. So let's go to the 1 minute and let's continue on and see if we get the entry that we're looking for. Because the void's there, let's also drop this here because we already know we're taking along. The question is, where's the entry? So there's the void. That's the next thing above it. Okay. And let's say we take that and write it up and see what happens. Let's see what other options give us. So let's see if anything wrong with practicing while we're waiting. Let's see, probably, oops, right there. Okay, anything overlapping? Yeah, these two are overlapping. Let's go up to that one. Good, good. And that's a nice little run. Let's see. Come on, you know you wanna. Oof. Ah, coming down to it. 0 GMT. I want to buy right there. I want to buy right there. That's fine. So I've been waiting for. Probably should have waited for it to do something. Give me a couple of indications. I need to stop doing that. Okay. So now we're just gonna ride. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. This is one of those scenarios now that I've like stop loss is at break even. We know we're heading up to that liquidity void, so let's continue. Stop to gather some orders. I am not going to let it come back down and take me out, so stop loss down there. Come on, you can do it. All right, digging into the void. Beautiful. Oh, yes. Nice. No, I see something like that. I'm not going to like close it. I'm literally going to do this and just let it run and see what happens. I get stopped out. I get stopped out. But I get stopped out right there and flatten. So, that's a good run. Wow, that's not bad at all. All right, we still meandering, still meandering. It's 5 minutes. Okay, that's not bad at all. Choppy, but not bad. What would that have looked like on a 3 minute for an entry? Because what I didn't have really is, was there something here that I couldn't see that they were digging back into? Hmm. Wonder. this fair value gap was just holding it up at the 0 GMT. Yeah, it was. Let's add that to my notes here. So that would have been a good run in the morning, and that gave me something at 10:15, a nice entry. Okay. So it's a big move up. Let's go to 60 minutes. What else we got? So we've taken this out. So the next buy side is up here. And got a bit of a void up here as well. And we got this wick to contend with, consequent encroachment of that, and all this up here. So let's see. Honestly, at this point, I've made 1,500. I probably would just stop for the morning. It's not a bad haul. And then see what we get in the afternoon. So let's drop down to the 5 minute. Actually, the 1 minute. And that's a beautiful scenario. Take that off. And liquidity void filled. So now we're at about 10:30. So we got an entry at the 10:15's point. Do a shift. Okay. So the question is, are we coming back this fair value gap and void? Do we hold up the price? Still have a little bit more to go, right? Let's see. 10:38. Oh, I thought I deleted this already. Oh, hello. Finding movement. Okay. Digging into this guy. That hasn't made any kind of lows. NASDAQ is in step. This is not. What's the Dixie doing? The Dixie is thinking about its life, I think. It's hanging out inside of here. We can't take this out. I still think it's going to, so we're going up, so just gotta wait. And this might be like the sick. It's not quite the right. It's not right for a sick sister. Like this would need to take this out and that out for me to feel comfy that it's continuing down lower. But, it's on a meteoric rise, so we can't exactly assume it's gonna keep going forever and ever and ever. But let's see what happens at 9:30. 1 minute. Let's go. Yeah. Live tape proofing, it takes a lot longer than the back testing stuff that I do. Ugh, my workspace just smells like kitty poop. It's airing out, but still. All right, so 9:29, no news. Let's see what the opening does. And maybe we can get something between now and then. Oh, did I get rid of my market thing on here? It's 9:30. Okay, so the Dow is going up. That's the divergence there. This is going down, going up. And the Dixie is still consolidating. And we're basically just the same place we've been. Dow's digging into its fair value gap. We're not even remotely close to ours. And this is, the NASDAQ is falling. Wow. These make no sense. No touchy. Probably not a good day to trade anyway. It's not even doing anything. We're still the same place. Let me make some notes in my back testing. Let's see, 4, 10, 23. Okay. And I should have made some. I am going to note that I wanted to take a long from the 0 GMT with a stop below these guys. And we made our way all the way up here. Pretty, 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 pretty. Nice. Beautiful. And I'm just gonna make a note, long trend. Oops. And now it's dropping. Hold on. Let's go. Okay, now we're digging in properly. And that's good. And that hasn't taken the other low out yet. I guess it kind of has. Okay. Still not trying to make a lower low. Like the Dow is really fighting it. Well, we're only 2 minutes into the open. I guess we could consider this a six sister, sort of. It's not a big push though, so let's look at the 1 hour here. And we do have sell side all the way down here, so 40.96. And we are well past half the halfway point towards this new week opening gap. So anything's possible. Maybe it gives us an entry, order block, drop back down into this guy right here. So looking for a short entry. Oh, we're on the 5 minute. Silly Shakira. 1 minute. Mm-mm. Let me focus on this. So now we have a shift, fair value gap, order block. So this is after the opening. What does 8 ticks look like? A little higher up. Coming back down. Can we get all the way down to this guy? The Dixie is still climbing up. Yep, yep, yep. Mm. Now I'm supposed to do something like this, right? But that's like too much, I think, for a stop. Like I want at least the midpoint of this thing, at least that order block right there. I feel like we can get a little more into it, maybe the body. I'm being greedy, I know. But I want like an 8 tick stop loss. 16. If I start with like 20K, 16 tick is perfectly acceptable. But the stop for me would need to be above the order block right here. So I still, you know, feel like that's good. I'm being picky. Take the wick. Did you even make it there? It's the low of this thing. 4,350, and the high of this thing is 4,325. They're down by 1 tick. Can still get up there, honestly. And I'm gonna have to be like a 9 tick stop instead. And the Dow is slowly coming into lockstep. We'll drop that for the moment, and it's probably gonna continue down now. The Dixie going up. I expect you to continue coming down. Trying to learn how to predict the way these candles move. So it's perfectly acceptable to me if they choose to like pop up, but I think from this where it's starting, We'll continue down. We're past the halfway point to this guy. Hmm. So I want to be doing this, most of the day. I could just be sitting on my couch, like doing that. It's not bad. Mm. Hmm. I feel like we're gathering orders here. Still feels like this is going to come down. There's literally nothing wrong for them to come back up and give me an entry, but there's no guarantee they'll do it. One of two options: an entry from here, um, or an entry from where I want it, which is the base of this thing. 9 tick stop. Maybe they'll give it to us. What do you guys think? Let's get a little sell on. Oops. We didn't take that high out. Let's see here. Okay, we'll do that. Okay. We're just gonna expand down further. This is like your opportunity to, I think, get back in. These two candles. Oh, I'm still holding out hope they'll hook me up with a little pop. Little pop up. But I might still get that. Look at the way the candles are forming. I gotta think about premium and discount rate. So let me go into the 1 hour here. Let's do this. So from a premium perspective, we're all the way up here. So this is the discount. Oh man, we shouldn't even be taking anything, you know, from that point. So here's the pop-up. Let's see. I would personally love something. Let's get prepped. Let's get a 9 tick stop coming up. It's over. Can I move this? I can't move this way. Let's move this way. Take out all these guys that went short right here. And maybe I should wait, tap it, and then see how it behaves inside of it. Because I could be wrong, right? Could go higher. Still hasn't made it to it. It's going up a little bit. You can tap in. You can do it. Here it is. So there is the entry that I want. Need to take it, but I'm waiting to see how it behaves inside of here. Because there are other times it can just pop up and just be like, you can get even better entries. I'm just gonna wait. Seems to be holding it down. See how we behave inside of here. A lesson I'm trying to teach myself to not be too hasty. It's behaving the way I want it to, so let's uh let's trust it. And I'm going to get stopped out. Should have waited. But this is what I'm here to test out. The 8 ticks is not enough, I don't think. It's above this. It needs to be a little bit more. Um, I need to give myself a little more room. So the entry should have been closer to here. Dixie's going up. Come on, man. Yeah. Doesn't necessarily mean that my short's wrong, but this right here. So I should have waited. I didn't wait long enough. It's still climbing. Got relatively equal highs up here. So this is why I wanted to spend some time and play with this and see. If we can't get past this consequent encroachment right here, then my long is not wrong. It's just my short, sorry, it's not wrong. It's just in need of tweaking. And went to the top of this thing. This fair value gap. It's going up. So I think my short is still in alignment. Let's do this. See what we're doing. See what this candle, how this candle closes. See if we can get some. Or do you want to take it out first and then? Like a continuation thing. Let's see. But they're respecting this consequent encroachment. So let's see, there's still 24 seconds left in this candle. Maybe I should pay for the seconds thing, you know? Let's see it roll over. This is what I didn't wait for down here. I haven't closed the candle above it, so. We have a breaker right here too. Now this isn't technically the model, which is another reason why I'm not pulling the trigger again, because we're slowly digging up for some reason. Let's see here. Wow, so that's taken. That's not doing anything. This is all very confusing. 9:46, so I should be waiting until 10 o'clock to do anything. So I should have taken that. But this looks like what I want. This looks like a potential. But I should wait until after 10 o'clock. you're digging in like I think you're supposed to dig in for the short. And you shift it and you're gonna go back up there. And there she blows. So what's that for? 107, almost 5 ticks. Just in that one candle. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 rejections should be enough to be able to just go short, right? Should. Let's get out of this so we don't get stuck. Just going sideways. Sideways inside of this thing. This is 11 to 5 minutes. Oh man, it's terrible. We could delete this. We know it's at. Sorry, we know it's at consequent correction right there. And everybody else is. Yeah, this is the perfect time to not do anything. So, different stories. Down, Dow's gone back up. There's no continuity here. It's very scary. Let's get it done. It's 3 minutes. You haven't even taken this out. Everybody does a continuous and a short. The Dow is leading the way. So we have the short-term low taken out. Fair value gap. Green candle is holding the price up. I mean, this guy's taken out sell side. It's 9:49, getting closer to 10, so maybe we'll get something. So far this week, we've gotten a $100 stop loss. We need to continue on testing. That's taken out. Has not been, not even close. The behaviors between these three are just out of control right now. I still believe in the short, which means I should have taken it and let it ride. Well, this seems, so we have a shift here and they've come back into this order block. Let's see what's the open of this. 402.75. And the low of this is 4102.75. But we've been coming down this whole time. Is this the first proper shift in the opposite direction? It is. I don't know that I believe in it just yet. And then after like the 10, 15, 10:30 time frame, I'm just gonna stop. These guys aren't doing anything for me. But if I were to consider the long from here up into that guy, I couldn't have an 8 tick stop loss comfortably from here. So personally think it's going down, but took out all the folks that went short, had their stops in the general vicinity. This fair value gap is holding it up. Maybe, let's see. I'm taking this year so I know what the heck I'm doing, so I'm not going crazy, but I should have taken it. Every time I'm supposed to push the button, I don't, and that's another thing I'm trying to work through. So you saw me push it the first time and it failed miserably. Let's see what the 10, I guess there's a 9:45 to 10:15 macro is doing with itself. None of this makes me feel good, so I really shouldn't do anything. This is a very high resistance liquidity run right here. I mean, high resistance scenario for value gap. Very slow, very painful. It's definitely not where I want to be trading, but I'm bleeding out my small stop loss paper cuts at the moment. But my short seems to be working out, except I didn't press the button. I really need to learn. I saw, it tapped it. I should feel comfortable. I gotta work through that feeling. Like this has just come back into this order block. That's going up. That's going down. It's taking out its low. This hasn't even gotten remotely close to its low. Like, I mean, come on. This is getting a little crazy. Could we, just out of curiosity, 20 handles, where are you, 20 handles? So we could have gotten 20 handles in that run right there. 20 handles keeps the doctor away. But my expectations that we're coming down. We need to continue on down. Oops. Jersey. So 5 handles right here, 20 ticks. I'm saying it wrong. This is acting as support now. Resistance, I should say. So if I think about the premium discount, if you've gotten an entry up here, then you gotta wait. Just let it continue down. Submit yourself to it. 5 handles easy, but the rest is just fighting. And none of this makes any sense, so I'm not gonna re-enter, even if my idea is right. It feels sort of like gambling at this point. I should have entered here either, but we did have a shift. And this whole thing was the breaker. So I should have known that it would come up here. High, higher, high, shift down. So this whole thing was the breaker. If you can take this out, then what are you coming back up for? This little guy right here. See if this fair leg gap will hold it down. Expect it to take that and then continue. That's what I'm looking for anyway. Zoom in on that. Volume imbalance. It hasn't really left anything on the way up here, so there's no reason for it to really come back up, in my opinion. Just continue down. And, my general expectation is for it to make its way all the way down to the new week opening gap that's all the way down here. So we're entering into the 10 o'clock time frame. So we have a shift. Nothing's in here. I need to take this out and give me some something to play with. This volume imbalance really is doing something. Hmm. Hmm. So we could have gotten 5 handles, a little bit more into this. Ah, little bit right here. If we were to continue the short, we could take a short from here. We're into the premium area. hmm I wonder if this is that perceived fair value gap right here, like when there's a wick in between and then there's that, then so is that a little fair value gap right there? I think ICT mentioned something about that. Because if that's the case, then that makes a lot of sense as to why it keeps hanging out there. I didn't quite understand that one. I think I need to watch price in live as the candles are painting to be able to understand. Nice shift. You can give us like a proper entry criteria from here with this candle. Let's see what you create. Can we have a nice shift here? Coming closer to this guy, you're thinking. That. What's the Dow doing? I needed to come into lockstep. So I have a high here, lower high. That's the NASDAQ. That hasn't been taken. That's been taken. So this could be the sixth sister on the NASDAQ to catch up. And the Dixie is going up as expected. So technically on the NASDAQ, if I was being, whoops, let's see that. So if I was being facetious on the NASDAQ, I would take a short from here and write it down. Stop loss above there is what I would do. Well, let's try the six sister realm here. That's too close. Let's see if it'll take it. And let's have our stop loss above this guy. Ooh, that's a lot of ticks. $500 stop loss. There's no way. 50? 25. 25. 20. That's $100. That's too close. That's 240. That's too close. Oh, already got kicked out. Dang. Ah, so I keep doing these silly things. 95. Got adjusted. So these are the bad habits I'm trying to like work through. It's already very good six sister, and I really shouldn't. See, I keep pressing the button when I shouldn't and not pressing it when I should. You know? It's that kind of thing that's really sort of irritating me. And my short, as I was messing with the stop loss, the short will be working just fine, you know, to take this guy out. And it's too late now because it's in motion. So this is like 10 o'clock here. You made a fair value gap. We're diving into it. Order block right here. I want to come a little more into it, if I'm being honest. Give me a better opportunity. Six sister. Wasting money. That's what that feels like. Well, this while I was looking at six sister, I could have been getting my entry here. Let's see, dropped. So we're finally in some sort of lockstep, except that's that. That's flat, and that's still flat. I don't like any of it. I'm gonna have to wait, see what 10:15 says. Look great. Dixie's hit its thing. It's still going up. So I should feel comfortable. Well, that's taken out. That's high. That's nowhere close to it. I still think the Six Sister thing, but all right. Digging back up. See how we behave. That's taken that out. That hasn't. We're digging up. The Six Sister thing is really more like once you have a proper, not the shallow ass cut that we're seeing here. So in this scenario, we've got some buy side being taken. High resistance. That's over. That's over. That's over. It's Dixie's turning around a little bit. Let's go up to a 5 minute. Does this even look like? Boy, it's a lot of wicking. We haven't been able to get through the consequent encroachment with this wick. So we might be going back up to take this buy side, honestly. Let's see. Yeah. 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 This guy's leading the way. Hardcore. Hasn't taken that out. There's no one close to that. Once it takes this out, though, it's a proper shift. And then the Dixie hasn't done any proper shifting. Where are we? Let's go to the 1 minute again. All right, let's see what we're doing. We've had a nice big shift on the Dow, and the Nasdaq's failing to make a higher high. So if we take it from here, they've taken that nicely, come back up into that, and we're just riding the wave. Take that out, and I'll be I'll consider we're probably just gonna run up and take those equal highs. It's like really right here. But the top of these are so close, so why not, right? Fair value gap's all up in here, and it's coming down low. So we've got basically sell side taken. Let's drop this out. And are we finally coming up? Should have probably taken the long from here with the Six Sister concept. That would have been a better choice. And so we finally took this annoying stuff out. We took that out. I haven't even bothered to take this out. We're taking this out. I haven't taken that wick out yet. Quick retracement. Rise up to this guy. I don't know if we have 5 handles and all of that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna definitely start later in the day. This is like a 2.5 hour thing. So let's get up back down to the 1 minute. Oh, we're on the 1 minute. Oh, did I switch something to 1 minute? 1 hour, 15. 1 minute. So we have a shift order block right there. I refuse to take this low out. The Dow is running away like it's going out of style. I finally took that out. We've been making higher lows. That's going up. It's going up. Trying to be flexible with my thinking, you know? So is this the time to take a long? You know? If I were to do that from here, it's already in motion, but let's see. I have this bad habit of, that's 9, 8, 9 gets us below there. See what happens above that. Can we do some mitigation here? 4. Look at it as the continuation. Took that out a little bit. No, probably still going up. Trying to be flexible is hard because we have a shift here. 5 minutes. Looks like we've been rejecting to come back up. It is. We could just be enjoying a bit of a consolidation now that we've dropped so much. You know, so. Let's see. 3 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes. 1 minute. Okay, so we dropped into this order block after this shift. Clean fair value gap. I mean, let's see, from that order block, 8 ticks gets us below the 8 ticks gets us below the fair value gap, so it's not a bad plan for a long. From here to this to here. This gets us all the way up to this. It's pretty close. Let's get another, dang it. 10 o'clock really does help. Let's get another one right here. And not get any real overlaps. Yeah, that one overlaps nicely. So at the very bare minimum, it's going there. Every time I don't take the ones I should take, they run well, and then the ones I shouldn't take, I click on those first. This is why we're here, to try and clean this up a bit. This looks like we got exhausted, we switched. Well, we had a switch here, it came up here. We got to take this out with some gusto. There it is. Order block. So low, lower, low, shift. This guy, oh, Shakira is being lame. Low, lower, low. So here is a breaker right here instead of this guy. So I could have been taking the order from here. Yeah. This is why it takes so long. You know, you got to take time to spot everything, understand where it's coming from. But, I mean, we're fighting this molasses right here. So order block, don't really have anything in here. Oh, what are our Nasdaq finally? This guy's like running away. Nasdaq is six sister thinking about it. The long would have been fine from down here. We're all sort of coming into slow lockstep, going up, going up, going up. Okay, so it is now 10:11, which is around the time where I could probably get an entry from. My personal preference would be for it to come back down. There's this order block right here. So we're wicking this old high right here. I'm gonna continue up. Damn. Oh, hey, just noticed that right here. Potential for an entry right along there. Let's go in here. We're gonna bring it down. This wick, constant encroachment. We're gonna just continue on up. Can we get 5 ticks from that? Probably. So this is why I'm here. I gotta keep getting comfortable. I can't do it now because it's in progress now. The move is in progress. Yep. I gotta learn to push the button when I have a good setup and not it's not gonna be perfect all the time, of course, but you know. So now we have a proper shift. I have a proper shift. So I fully expect this to hold it up at the very minimum. It shouldn't go past this guy, but let me just drop this so I can see this wick. This candle's probably gonna hold it up, but do we have anything that's got a liquidity void right here? That's been pretty good about holding price up and or down. Cut through candles, look at it, pew, pew, down. Continuing on up. So I gotta get past the tape reading and get comfortable with the entries that I expect. And equal highs up here. So now, all right, let's take a look at what we've got. 10, 15-ish is usually a good time for an entry. So we have a nice big shift here, order block right here, fair value gap right here with CE. Oops, that. Um, so with this shift, order block, I'm still at most here, but with this wick, they're probably not going to come back down. Looks like we're coming back up. Nice little 33 run. Taking all of that. Let's see what equal highs up here. They're forming it up. They've taken the folks that went short here, taking those out. Yeah, I think I'm slowly starting to like switch. My short idea was definitely it's easier for me to short. So there's that six sister on the NASDAQ coming through. Nice. Continuing on up. Well, if we're gonna, we're consolidating on that. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Fair value gap up here, so lots to work towards. I don't know if it's gonna go that far. So we're gonna tap this guy and just hang out. I don't even know if you can get 5 handles from this location right here. Hold high. 13. Now the move was from here up. And 8 ticks is right under there. That's not bad though. I like that. But this is the entry that should have made it there. Just gonna continue up and give us. And then I gotta stop for today. And I'll post this probably later in the day. Just watch this play out and then yeah, so I think waiting until 9:45, 10 o'clock to do these videos during the days is good. I'll come in probably at like 6 or 7. I'd like 5, 6 to see if there's something like this nice rundown here. But otherwise I'll be jumping in here at 9. See what's up. Order block. Nothing in here. Unless I just want to come back and tap this guy. What's the temperature so far? 54 degrees. All right. So they chewed up most of the breaker, and then nice little shift, shift, shift. Everybody's so starting to get into lockstep. The dollar is slowly pulling downward, and my personal expectation at the most, if it's going to take out this wick, just hasn't seemed to want to do, is this volume imbalance right here. And this, if this was my entry being so close, then I would trail my stop loss to break even. Just let it play out. Now, is it giving us another opportunity for an entry from these order blocks right here? There's this thing down here that I am acutely aware of. If it takes that out, then that would be what that's where I think they want us to go. They want to go. Not any lower. We do have this breaker right here. Low, lower, low, traded through, breaker right there. Could be trying to give us another opportunity. And the Dixie is trying to curl back up. So we have taken this short-term low out. Breaker right here. Use all of this. Just note that it's breaker. To get a little darker. Let's see. So I can't just put a limit order there, but it's just coming down. I gotta see it tap. I don't know. Limit order at this area here with an 8 tick stop loss would be about there. And We're going up this way. So, see, I'm doing it again. Not, I'm not trusting my analysis. Okay, let's buy. All right. Here she blows. Just gonna, we're into this order block, volume imbalance. We're just gonna do what we're supposed to do and stop fighting it. So I think the entry from down here is where we really need to have been, but this is where we're at, so let's see. The Dixie's going up. Probably stupid to take a long from here, but fighting it too much. It's high resistance spaces. It's probably gonna drop. Yeah. One, two, maybe three candles and then make the entry. This is below this guy. The breaker's down here. I am wrong. If this candle closes below there, then I'm wrong. Take my fingers off of the mouse. Take it off the mouse and just let it play. So I might take profits in the same general vicinity when they take this thing out. And let's take a little look, see. Base of that, top of that. Be as accurate as I can. There's that one. This meandering too much, I think. He thinks we meander too much. Let me use this one as well. Let's get some. Oops. Let go. And right there. So that guy, that guy. Yep. Bad idea to take a short when the Dixie's doing things. This is behaving strangely anyway. So let's see. Oh, that guy. Those two seem to agree. It's close. Okay. All right. Take my fingers off of my sticky fingers off of this thing. Yeah, so with the dollar going up, it's not the best plan. Yeah. So I'm gonna mitigate my loss there and just stop, close that out. All right, I think that's it for me. I gotta do some other stuff for the rest of the day, but something. And so 10, 62, 410, 410. So about 270 out the door. Failing on that one. We'll do better the rest of the week. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna start later in the mornings. I might do a quick 5 to 6 and then 9:45 to 11. Have a good one, guys.